Let me ask you a simple question. Have you ever felt like giving up because life was too hard? Have you ever worked every day and still gone to bed hungry? Have you ever looked at your situation and wondered if things would ever get better? Before we begin this story, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Because on this channel, we share powerful life stories that teach lessons about hope, perseverance, kindness, and the choices that can change a life forever. There once lived a young boy named Canan and his younger sister Rita. They lived in a small mountain village surrounded by tall trees, rocky hills, and winding dirt roads. Their life was not easy. In fact, many people in the village believed they were the most unfortunate children around. Before Rita was even old enough to remember her father's face, tragedy struck their family. Their father became seriously ill. He fought for months, hoping to recover. But one cold evening, he passed away. Their mother was left alone to raise two young children. She worked day and night. She washed clothes for neighbors. She carried heavy loads. She sold vegetables in the market. She did everything she could to keep food on the table. But life continued to be cruel. Years later, when Canan was only a teenager and Rita was still very young, their mother became sick. At first, she tried to hide it. She smiled even when she was in pain. She told her children she was fine. But deep inside, she knew her time was running out. One rainy night, Canan sat beside her bed holding her hand. Rita sat quietly in the corner crying. Their mother looked at them with tears in her eyes. "My children," she whispered, "I may not always be here." Both children immediately started crying. "Mum, please don't say that," begged Canan. But their mother smiled weakly. "Promise me something." Canan nodded through his tears. "Protect your sister. Never abandon each other. No matter how hard life becomes, stay together." Then she looked at Rita. "And you, my daughter, never stop believing that better days will come." Those were some of the last words she ever spoke. A few days later, their mother passed away. The small house became silent. The woman who loved them more than anyone in the world was gone. That night, Canan and Rita cried until they fell asleep. For the first time in their lives, they felt completely alone. From that day forward, survival became their responsibility. Canan found work carrying sand and stones for builders. Every morning before sunrise, he walked long distances to construction sites. He carried heavy loads until his shoulders hurt. Sometimes his hands bled. Sometimes he returned home so exhausted that he could barely stand. Rita worked too. She fetched water for wealthy families. She cleaned compounds. She washed dishes. She did whatever small jobs she could find. Yet despite all their hard work, they remained poor. Many nights there was only enough food for one person. Canan often lied and told Rita he wasn't hungry. Then he secretly went to bed with an empty stomach so his sister could eat. Rita knew what he was doing. Sometimes she cried after Canan fell asleep. She knew her brother was sacrificing everything for her. Years passed. Their friends attended school, but Canan and Rita could not afford school fees. Every morning, they watched children carrying books while they carried tools and water buckets. Their hearts broke a little more each day. One evening, They sat outside their broken house, counting the few coins they had earned. The amount was so small that neither of them spoke. Finally, Rita looked up. Tears filled her eyes. "Brother?" Canan looked at her. "Yes? Will we always live like this?" Canan stared at the mountains in the distance. For a moment, he didn't know what to say. Then he forced a smile. "No, one day our lives will change." But deep inside, he wasn't sure. As time went on, the pressure became unbearable. Rita began losing hope. Every day felt exactly the same. Work, hunger, pain, disappointment. One afternoon, she sat alone beside a cliff overlooking the valley. She cried harder than she had ever cried before. She thought about her parents. She thought about her future. She thought about how tired she was. For a moment, she wanted to give up. But then she heard someone shouting her name. It was Canan. He had searched everywhere for her. When he finally reached her, he saw the tears on her face. Rita collapsed into his arms. "I can't do this anymore," she cried. "I'm tired. I'm tired of suffering. I'm tired of being poor." Canan hugged her tightly. Tears rolled down his own face. "My sister, if you give up, then I lose the only family I have left. We survived after father died. We survived after mother died. We survived every difficult day, and we will survive this too." The two siblings sat together until sunset, and that day they made a promise. No matter how hard life became, they would never give up. A few weeks later, Canan was working in the garden of a wealthy man. The sun was scorching. His body ached from exhaustion. He had been digging for hours. Suddenly, his shovel struck something hard. Canan bent down and brushed away the dirt. Two strange, shining stones appeared. They sparkled brilliantly in the sunlight. He picked them up. They looked beautiful, but he had no idea what they were. After work, he carried them home. "Rita, look what I found!" Rita examined the stones carefully. They seemed unusual. "I don't know why," she said, "but these stones look valuable." The next morning, they traveled to a nearby town. They entered a jewelry shop. The owner examined the stones. Then his eyes widened. His hands began shaking. He checked them again and again. Finally, he looked at them. "Do you know what these are?" Both siblings shook their heads. The man smiled. "These are diamonds, rare diamonds." The brother and sister stood frozen. They couldn't believe what they were hearing. After proper evaluation, the diamonds were worth nearly $2 million. $2 million! The children who once went to bed hungry suddenly had more money than they had ever imagined. Rita burst into tears. Canan cried too, not because they were rich, but because the years of pain, sacrifice, and suffering had finally led to something beautiful. Their mother's words had come true. Better days had finally arrived. Many people give up when life becomes difficult. Many people quit when they cannot see a way forward. But remember this: just because your life is hard today does not mean it will be hard forever. Canan and Rita lost their parents. They lived in poverty. They went to bed hungry. They worked harder than most people, and many times they felt like giving up. But they kept going. They chose hope over despair. They chose patience over frustration. and they chose to stand together when life tried to tear them apart. Remember this: the greatest blessings often come to those who refuse to quit. You may not see your miracle today, you may not see it tomorrow, but if you keep moving forward, your situation can change in ways you never imagined. And sometimes the treasure you're searching for is hidden just beneath your feet. So never give up on yourself, never give up on your dreams, and never let a difficult season convince you that your story is over. Because one day, the pain you are going through today may become the reason you smile tomorrow. Now tell me in the comments, have you ever been through a difficult season in life and refused to give up? If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this story with someone who needs hope today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next story.